Greetings, slackers. It is October 21st, 2016. And I'm over here on the Daily Star with an article out there for you single moms. If you're listening, or if you know a single mom, pass this to her so that she can know. But this is pedophiles are using popular dating app to woo single moms and prey on their kids. And this is by Tess Willarns. This comes as a third man has recently been jailed for grooming on the network in just a 12-month period. Experts have warned cunning pedophiles are using the popular dating site to scour for potential victims. POF say 44% of female members are single moms, allowing men, who do not have to be parents, to specify they only want to date women with kids. Campaigners have slammed Plenty of Fish, saying it could leave kids open to abuse as perverts worm their way into their mother's affections. Today, grooming victim Sarah Marshall has led calls for the site, owned by Match.com, to change its settings. The mom of three dated pedophile Russell Fairburn for 8 months without knowing he was jailed for grooming and then having sex with a 14-year-old he plied with booze and drugs. She moved the fiend into her home after he flattered her. She was later sickened to learn he was on parole for his depraved crimes. Sarah, who has sons aged 8 and 12 and a daughter who is 2, said, "The single-parent dating option gives perverts the chance to prey on moms looking for love. Russell was sitting at his computer waiting for someone like me with kids to come along. Quote, I didn't think for a second that sharing details about my children online would put me in this position. I was just looking to meet someone I had a connection with. Since its launch in 2003, POF has been used by around 12 million Brits." Sarah joined the site after her longtime relationship with her daughter's father broke down in 2014. She said she felt ill after discovering Fairburn's secret by chance when she found a letter from the Open University about a course he had started behind bars. Sarah of South Wales said, "I'm traumatized by what happened. I'll never get over the fact I had a sexual relationship with someone like that." Quote, "With a young daughter, I was never going to meet a man in a pub. I wanted someone with similar interests. Along came Russell saying he was into books and politics, and we got chatting. Within 3 months of dating, Fairburn had moved himself into Sarah's home. He was loving, charming, and a little bit geeky, but I just had a funny feeling that something didn't add up about him." Quote, "I started routing, and that's when I found the letter." Sarah asked Fairburn's family about the conviction. She claimed she was told that the victim was a liar and a prostitute. Within days, she had called the police and Fairburn was arrested. He got a 10-month jail sentence in December 2015 for breaching his probation. A spokesperson for POF said, quote, "We are profoundly disturbed and saddened to learn of this heinous crime, and our thoughts are with Sarah and her family. Quote, should any users feel uncomfortable disclosing whether or not they have children, we offer a prefer not to say option for this reason." A spokesperson for the NSPCC said, "Pedophiles go to great lengths to groom their victims. It is disturbing that predators use dating sites to reach young people. Quote, when an adult starts any new relationship, they should trust their instincts before they leave children with a stranger." In March, James Smith got 3 years after spending hours trawling dating sites looking for single moms so he could abuse their kids. The 32-year-old of Grangemouth, Sterling, used different identities on POF. He was jailed for attacks on 2 children, including one on a 5-year-old outside her school in May. His sentence was extended by 20 months after it emerged he continued to see one of his victims during his trial. Another man was also jailed on Friday for raping a woman he had been chatting to on POF. Dave Wilby forced himself into his victim's home and raped her while her children slept upstairs. Now, this particular case, or series of cases, happened in Britain, but it's not too far off to think that it's happening in America, it's happening in Canada, it's happening in Europe, and it's happening in the UK and Australia, okay? Well, Britain and UK, it's the same place, right? But getting back to this, I will admit, yes, Plenty of Fish is full of single mothers, overwhelmingly. That's like single mother central. And so if you're a single mother out there and you're listening to this, one thing you ought to know is, just like this man was online using a dating website, he was looking specifically for someone like you to target so he could gain access to your children. Now, this is a recent phenomenon, or not necessarily a recent phenomenon, but this is becoming a more frequent occurrence, and especially more information on pedophilia is emerging here about people's perverted sexual, fantasies and desires and so forth. And so it's not really Plenty of Fish's fault because, hey, they're just a website, right? And they're just providing you with a way to meet people. And so with the pedophiles, what they've done is they've gotten smart and they figured, okay, here's a resource that I can use to gain access to, whatever it is that I seek. And you happen to be the gateway that allows that to occur. So, on your POF profile, you can put prefer not to say, or you can disclose that you have children, but you don't need to disclose details about your children, how many children you have, their names and the ages and what school they go to, stuff like that, or the fact that, oh, they have a deadbeat father and he's ran out on their life. Keep that information close to home because we're talking about privacy and we're talking about security with the people that you meet. Because not everybody out here is wrapped too tight, and that's just a tip that hopefully can help you, or you share this with someone, it can help someone else. But you do have to be careful on these websites. I remember years ago, there were episodes on Jerry Springer about, like a stepdaughter dating the stepfather, and, all these weird kind of semi-incestual relationships going on. And I used to think to myself, okay, this is TV, this is just entertainment. But then I got older, got out here in the world, and I started seeing, oh no, when you meet people, there's real situations, real life happens, and that stuff wasn't fake. It might have been entertainment for television, but it was definitely modeled on something that happens in the real world. And I used to wonder about how those things occurred, but now it's become more obvious that these pedophiles, okay, because they bust them all the time on Craigslist and things like that, and they know what they're doing, and the internet allows them the opportunity to reach out and touch the world. And being that you potentially meet people off the internet that you really don't know their intent, and you might strike up a conversation with them, I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to practice deception, okay? You're going to have to either A, omit, or B, deceive. And don't put any information out there about yourself, because the little breadcrumbs that you put down is what brings, the cat around. But anyway, that's going to do it for this article. Leave me some thoughts and comments down below in the comment section. The link to this will be in the description box. And as always, that's going to do it for this article and this video. I'll catch you in the next one.